Do you want to learn how to turn your paycheck into real wealth? In this video, I reveal 7 proven strategies to use your salary and start building your fortune in 2025, directly inspired by Warren Buffett's secrets. Forget the typical advice of spend less and save more. Here you'll discover how to make your money work for you and take the first steps toward financial freedom. Get ready to change your relationship with money and take a leap toward your future wealth. Imagine this. You have your paycheck in your hand, that money you worked so hard to earn, and suddenly you realize you can use it to generate $10,000. It's not magic. It's not a trick. It's pure strategy inspired by none other than Warren Buffett, one of the richest men in the world. Did you know that 80% of people spend their entire salary in less than a week and never make it to the end of the month? But today I'm going to show you 7 simple and practical ways to use your salary to build wealth, no matter how much you earn. And I promise you, the 7th way is the most powerful of all, so stay until the end, because it will change the way you see money. We're going to learn how to think, save, and invest like Buffett, but in such clear language that even a 10-year-old could understand. Sound good? Let's start with the first way, which is the foundation of everything. First way, think like an investor, not a spender. Look, most of us get our paycheck and the first thing we do is run to spend it on an expensive coffee, new clothes, or that subscription you don't even use. But Warren Buffett says something brutal. Don't save what's left after spending. Spend what's left after saving. Got the idea? Everything starts in your head. If you see your salary as a ticket to spend, you'll never build wealth. But if you see it as a tool to invest, everything changes. Imagine Juan, a friend of mine who earned $800 a month. Every payday, he spent half on things he didn't need, going out, gadgets, little splurges. One day he read about Buffett and decided to change. He started setting aside 20% of his salary before touching the rest. He put that money into a simple investment fund. In 5 years, that habit gave him an extra $3,000 without doing anything crazy. The common mistake here is thinking investing is only for the rich. False. Anyone with a salary can start. How do you do it? First, decide that 10 to 20% of your salary is untouchable. Open a separate savings account and transfer that money as soon as you get paid. Then live on the rest. It sounds simple, but this mental shift is like putting premium fuel in your future. Buffett started this way with small savings. And look where he is. You can too. Want to know the second way? Let's talk about a fund that will give you peace of mind. If you've already started thinking like an investor, congratulations. That's the first step to making your salary work for you. But now comes something just as important. Something Buffett calls security. Second way, create an emergency fund with your salary. Imagine walking down the street and suddenly you get a flat tire. If you don't have a spare, you're stuck, right? The same goes for your money. Life always throws surprises your way. Your car breaks down, you get sick, or lose a job. Without an emergency fund, any problem can knock you down. Buffett says before investing a single dollar, you need a financial cushion that gives you peace. How do you do it? Take 10% of your salary each month and put it in a separate account, one you don't touch for anything else. The goal is to save 3 to 6 months of your basic expenses. For example, if you spend $500 a month, aim to have $3,000 saved. I know Maria, a teacher who earned little, but every payday she set aside $50. 2 years later, when her fridge broke down, she didn't panic. Her emergency fund covered it. The common mistake is thinking nothing will ever happen or that you'll handle it with your next paycheck. Be careful. Without this fund, any emergency will make you spend what you saved to invest. And you know what's best? Having this fund gives you incredible peace of mind, like a warm hug on a cold day. Buffett knows it. Without security, there's no freedom to dream big. Start today, even if it's just $10 a week. That small habit is like building a shield for your future. Ready for the third way? Let's talk about how to invest in the most valuable asset you have, yourself. Now that you have an emergency fund giving you peace of mind, it's time to take a step that Warren Buffett considers the most important of all. Third way, invest in yourself first. Look, Buffett says something I love. The best investment you can make is in your own education, because no one can take it away from you. Think about it. Your salary isn't just for paying bills or saving. It's also to make yourself more valuable. How? By using part of your paycheck to learn something new that will help you earn more. Imagine Luis, a delivery worker who earned $600 a month. He felt stuck, but he decided to spend $50 a month on an online graphic design course. 1 year later, he started doing freelance work and doubled his income. That's investing in yourself. You don't need to spend thousands. It can be a book, a cheap course, or even carefully selected free YouTube videos. The common mistake is thinking you don't have time or already know enough. False. Buffett, with all his money, still reads 5 hours a day to keep learning. What can you do today? Allocate 5% of your salary to something that helps you grow. A course in English, finance, programming, anything you're passionate about. For example, if you earn $1,000, set aside $50 for a workshop or a book. It sounds small, but that knowledge multiplies. I started the same way with a course, and it opened doors to better jobs. It's like planting a seed. You don't see anything today, but in a few months, you'll have a tree full of fruit. The best part? The more valuable you become, the easier it is to reach that $10,000. Fourth way, use the power of compound interest. Now let's talk about a trick Buffett uses to make money grow on its own, and it's simpler than you think. You've already changed your mindset, have an emergency fund, and are investing in yourself. That's huge. Buffett's favorite method, compound interest. Sounds complicated, but it's so simple, it will blow your mind. Buffett says, compound interest is like a snowball rolling downhill. It grows as it goes. Imagine putting $100 in an investment that grows 7% per year. In 10 years, that $100 becomes $200, and in 20 years, $400. That's compound interest. Your money makes more money, and that money makes even more. How do you use your salary for this? Take a portion, say 10%, and put it into a safe investment like an index fund. For example, Anna, an office worker, set aside $50 a month from her $800 salary. She put it in a fund that followed the stock market. In 5 years, she had $3,600, contributing only $3,000 herself. The common mistake is thinking you need a lot of money to start. No, Buffett started small, and you can too. Open an account in a reliable investment app with low-cost funds, and contribute even a little each month. The key is to start early, and don't touch that money. It's like planting a tree. At first you see nothing, but over time it gives shade and fruit. Extra tip, don't try to guess the market. That's a rookie mistake. Follow Buffett's strategy. Invest long-term and stay consistent. Fifth way, use your salary to create extra income like a boss. Now that you have an investor mindset, an emergency fund, are growing your skills and letting compound interest work its magic, it's time for the fifth way. A favorite of Buffett, diversify your income with side hustles. Buffett says, never rely on a single source of income. Think about it. Your salary is like a single pillar holding up your house. If it falls, everything shakes. But with multiple pillars, you're protected. A side hustle is an extra job you do in your free time, using your salary as initial capital. For example, Carla, a receptionist earning $600 a month, used $100 to buy wholesale products and sell them in her neighborhood on weekends. In 6 months, that business brought her an extra $300 per month. That's a side hustle. It doesn't have to be complicated. You can sell food, give lessons, do freelance work, or even rent something you already own, like an electric bike. The common mistake is thinking you don't have time or need to be an expert. False. Start small. Use $50 of your salary to buy materials, take a quick course, or advertise your service online. I know someone who started selling desserts from home and now has a mini bakery. The key is using your salary as a seed for something that grows on its own. Buffett doesn't just live off his investments. He also diversifies his businesses. You can do the same on your scale. Pick something you enjoy that doesn't consume all your time. Tip: search online for simple side hustles and try one for 30 days. If it doesn't work, switch. This brings you closer to $10,000 because you're adding more income to invest. Sixth way: invest in stocks like Buffett. And it's not as complicated as it sounds. By now you have a winning mindset, an emergency fund, new skills, compound interest working for you, and a side hustle adding income. You're on the right path. Now let's move on to the sixth way, one that's pure Warren Buffett style. Invest in stocks like Buffett. I know it sounds intimidating, like you need to be a Wall Street genius, but Buffett says, buy stocks of companies you understand and that are so good you'd keep them forever. How do you use your salary for this? Allocate a portion, say 10%, to buy shares of solid companies. For example, if you like soft drinks, think of Coca-Cola. If you use an iPhone, think of Apple. Buffett invests in things he knows and that people use every day. Look at Diego, a courier who earned $900 a month. He set aside $50 to buy fractional shares through an investment app. In 3 years, his $800 invested grew to $2,500. That's making money while you sleep. The common mistake is thinking you need to be rich or that stocks are a lottery number. Buffett avoids strange companies or passing fads. Use a reliable app, research companies with a solid history, and start small. For example, contributing a small amount each month to a fund that tracks the S&P 500, as Buffett recommends, is a great start. The key is not to sell when the market drops. Stay firm like him. I personally bought shares in a tech company years ago, and although at first I worried about the dips, today they're worth double. It's like getting on a train that moves slowly but steadily. This step gets you closer to $10,000 because your money grows on its own. Ready for the seventh way? It's the best one of all. Stay tuned, because this will change how you see your salary forever. We've reached the seventh way, the one Buffett follows every day and I promised would be the best. Live below your means. It sounds simple, but it's the most powerful secret for turning your salary into wealth. Buffett, with billions in the bank, still lives in the same house he bought in the 1950s and eats cheap hamburgers. Why? Because spending less than you earn gives you power. Imagine Sophia, an accountant earning $2,000 a month, who spent almost everything on clothes, nights out, and little luxuries. One day, she decided to cut unnecessary expenses. She skipped the $5 daily coffee, canceled subscriptions she didn't use, and bought clothes on sale. That saved her $300 a month, which she put into investments and a side hustle. In 4 years, she saved over $10,000, the amount she had dreamed of. The common mistake is thinking living frugally is boring or that you deserve to spend it all. But as Buffett says, luxury is a trap that keeps you from freedom. How do you start? Review your salary and cut 20% of unnecessary spending. That streaming service you don't watch, expensive nights out, the trendy phone. Then use that money for the other steps: emergency fund, education, investments. I personally cut restaurant spending, and believe me, I don't miss those expensive tacos, but my savings account sure thanks me. Living below your means isn't deprivation, it's choosing freedom. Combine this with the other 6 ways, and your salary becomes a rocket toward $10,000. Now take a deep breath. We've just gone through an incredible path inspired by Warren Buffett. Change your mindset. Create an emergency fund. Invest in yourself. Use compound interest. Diversify your income. Buy stocks. Live frugally. Each step is a piece of a puzzle leading to financial freedom. Start today. Review your salary. Set aside $10 for a course, $20 to invest, $50 to save. You don't need to be a millionaire, just consistent. If this video opened your eyes, like it, share it with someone who needs this push, and subscribe for more life-changing advice. Comment below which of these methods you're going to try first. I want to hear from you. Go ahead. You can build that $10,000 and much more.